Let's have an honest conversation. How many tabs do you currently have open? Not on your browser, but in your mind. The project that's behind, the conversation that you still need to have, the email that you still need to respond to, the information that you are still processing from what, let's say 3 meetings ago. If you're a leader, your brain is basically running 37 things at one time. And the problem isn't the workload. The problem is everything feels urgent and it's nearly impossible to sort out what is and what isn't. That's exactly what the evaluation foundation is built for. See, the thing about urgency, it's not always real. Sometimes things are truly urgent because they require immediate attention. And sometimes things feel urgent because someone was loud about it or persistent about it or it landed in your inbox with a at to your name. And then the one that creeps up on us is our nervous system, the stress that makes everything a five-alarm fire. Those are very different situations, but when you don't have the evaluation foundation built, they feel exactly the same. And then you respond to them all the same way, reactively. But how productive is that really? I manage teams in healthcare compliance, high stakes, fast moving, always something, regulatory changes, and I handle them all the same way. And for a long time, my approach was the same. Whatever was the loudest got my attention. I thought I was being responsive, but it was actually a lack of discernment. I was allowing my environment, the people around me, to set my priorities instead of setting them myself. It was exhausting, it was ineffective, and honestly, I wasn't leading. It wasn't leadership. It was just, I would say, well disguised chaos. Building the evaluate foundation means to have the ability to stop, even briefly. Can't stop too long, right? Briefly to sort out what's in front of you in that moment. I mean, asking, is this urgent or does it feel urgent? Is it mine to solve right now or am I picking up from habit? If I do nothing today, what actually happens? And here's the thing that people don't expect. Evaluate is not just about tasks, but about situations as well. Before you have a hard conversation, evaluate, ask, what's really going on here? What do I know? What am I assuming? And what do I still need to understand? Because that means I may have questions. Before you make a decision under pressure, evaluate, ask, am I seeing this right now? Or am I seeing through the lens of stress? Pause. That brief moment of actual discernment is what separate leaders who are constantly in reaction mode from the leaders that feel in command even when things are messy. You can genuinely be in a chaotic environment and still lead with clarity, but only if you build the internal capacity to evaluate what's actually happening versus what your adrenaline is telling you is happening. There is a difference. What's actually urgent versus what feels urgent. Here's a simple practice to start building this foundation. Very simple. When something lands on your desk, in your inbox, on your laptop, that gives you the feeling of, I need to handle this now. Before you act, just take 60 seconds and ask two questions. First, what exactly is at stake if I don't address this now, immediately? Second, what's driving the urgency? Is it the actual situation or my current mental state or nervous system? That's it. The whole practice, two questions, 60 seconds. You're going to find that a lot of things that you thought were urgent were just loud. And actually, a few things that you were putting off were actually more urgent than you thought. That's the clarity point. Leaders who have built the evaluate foundation don't just lead better, they lead with more intention. They make decisions they can stand behind, and they stop showing up in their own lives depleted. We know burnout is real because they stop pouring their energy into everything equally. Where in my leadership am I reacting when I should be evaluating? Sit with that one. That's a good one. I mean, we have a million things pulling at our time and energy and attention, and we have to learn to pause. Next week, we're going to articulate. And this may be one of my favorite ones because it really talks about that gap from our mental to how we translate it out. And if you ever had the right ideal but struggle to get people on board, this is the one for you. You won't want to miss that one. Subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you next week.